Now, one of the problems, Damien, with development plans, and it's right across the spectrum of all sports, is document looks really cool, but the implementation doesn't really get off the ground with a lot of these development programs. What's going to be the difference here to make sure that this does work?
And when you say that, Tony, we have one of those documents. That's a lovely document, gathering dust at the minute as well. It's about 5 years old now at this stage and was brilliant for the first year. But where Cyril had come up with this idea at the outset, one of his main points was that somebody independent to the county board would oversee this and would be put in the position to ensure that this would be brought to fruition. And it's going to be an open-ended document. Some elements might be 3 years, some might be 5 years, but we want it to evolve all the time. We want it to continue to grow and develop, and maybe some targets we're not going to meet in the time frame we set out, but that we can extend it on and that it's not just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So that's where I kind of got the position, and I suppose finishing up with the county this year allowed me to have more time to be able to take that on, and I hope I can do a good job of it. I do have a hunger for it. And then some of the ideas we have, I think, are different than what other counties or other sports would have came up with as well. So I think all those things going hand in hand will allow us to have a good crack at this.
And Frank, over to you. You're involved with the Longford Under-21 team. You're the manager. You're also a mentor to the Longford Under-16 development squad. So what areas of this plan will impact positively on those squads?
Well, I think the development squad model is critical for a county like Longford, where you have a small population base, and it's imperative that we get as many young players playing football as possible within the county. So the purpose of the development squad is to focus on players, let's say from age 12 to age 16, who are good athletically and who are positive about sport, and we want to attract them into an environment that's going to develop them. And it will develop their skills, but also develop their approach to how they play the game, the way they think about themselves as an athlete, and just generally to give them a professional feel for what they're trying to do. So in my opinion, it's really important that a county like Longford does that, because we have to keep as many players playing football for as long as possible in order to feed into the senior team in the long run. And it goes across the board as far as the clubs are concerned, or within the county. The underage structure is the lifeblood of the county in the longer run, and we're talking here about the future of Longford football and how we can improve it and how we can make it better. So that's where the importance of this comes into play. With those players or those boys that I'm talking about from that age group, they have other sports that they can play, they have plenty of things going on with studies, but we have to give them a culture that they can buy into. We have to make this model have a certain status, that they want to become part of it, and that they can see that there is something back from them to be involved in playing for Longford. And it brings a bit of pride into becoming involved with the Longford squad and the Longford setup. And it ensures that we can employ a consistent approach around the whole coaching of skills and approach towards getting themselves improved and their general focus on how to play the game. Across a number of players, a large number of players each year. So if we can target 30 to 40 players within each of those age categories over the next 5 years, I think we'll be able to produce more players and better players.